Alright, so I have this idea for these, basically to have these, as near as I can say, self-sustaining communities. And I like to design different communities, and I start with a premise of, well, in general, I'm trying to build what I call castle communities, and these are communities where we have the residences. There's four larger extended family residences, so we're building extended family residences. So these are like 15, 16 people in a house kind of deals is what we're designing for. And kind of we're having, well, I don't want to get too wrapped in the weeds there, but basically it's going to be like a multi-story situation here, and green roofs, or green whatever, roof gardens. We'll have we're going to be Adobe brick. We're going to be one foot thick walls. Going to be using 3D printing, hydroponics, aquaponics, building farm towers, having local 3D printing factories so we can produce a wide variety of products and services, and having people that we're raising up to be designers of our own products and services. As much as possible, we want to be able to make most of our products and services in-house, up to 75% to 80% of our products and services. But we won't want to make it dictate. It's a goal. It's not a coercively enforced paradigm, if you will. I'll just put it to you that way. So we start off here. We're looking at the high foot level, and then right now this doesn't make any sense, and that's okay. So each of these little squares is now. When I design these things, I do design them with a realization that whatever they look like here, they're probably going to be larger, and it's going to be different. These are just like kind of like a guide. Now, if we get in a situation where we do have land where it's flat enough, whatever, then we would like do like Roman style type planning and do it upright, so to speak. But these little squares here are each. Let's see if we can zoom in here. So these little squares are each 200 feet by 200 feet. So this area here, this is a roadway. It's just 400 feet across, so it's not necessarily all roadway, but it's space for transport needs or whatever. So I didn't want to get down to the specifics there, but so this is the main thoroughfare, and as you can see, the main thoroughfare has got a lot of red around it. That's for commerce. This is where we're selling our products and services. Most of this is stuff from people within the community that are running it. Then we have this little buddy here. This is a 3D printing manufacturing center. This is administrative center, whatever. There's usually in this purple there will be some smaller castle. I don't know if we'll call them all castles, but they might be like, I don't know. But at any rate. This area right here is sporting, athletics, and also, well, basically we're going to be doing this kind of a shared space for, we're going to have athletics and bartering. We're gonna put together, so we're going to have bartering centers where you can go and barter and trade goods, like without any kind of exchange and whatnot. So you don't even need currency, that kind of deal. You can use your cryptos or, bartering. So there's a bartering place. So that's what that. So that's. Well, I have a lot more to say about that. I want to share here, but anyway, mixing the sporting venues with bartering centers is an idea that I have for a while. Now, this right here, this is your aquaponics water source and whatnots, and maybe some area for swimming, or I don't know. But then this area right here, this is all where we're going to be marrying the aquaponics with the ground and whatever, and having the hydroponics, aquaponics crossing and growing the types of things to feed the fish and get the fish things, and then we got the little processing right here. So this would like this is processing here. So this is whatever this aquaponics setup where we're getting fish and we're getting plants and stuff, and we're getting a variety of things. Some may be used for manufacturing. We're going to be like really working in 3D printing to figure out how can we grow our resources, because the more resources you can grow, the freer you are from having to rely on some geo-specific location. You can create your geostrategic value, and everybody could do it. So that's the idea there. Generally try to grow your resources. So let's see, notice here you got a big old, this is where you get your sports stadiums and stuff like that. And I think the opportunity for at that level, when we have big sports stadiums, you're gonna have bartering. You're also gonna have basically collective 3D printing centers and things like that for communities to use that have a need, that whatever, like basically it's a place to make sure that those that don't have still have, in essence. Anyway, I don't know if I necessarily go through all these, but the big thing is right here, and this is a block that's about 60 acres, and in this block is roughly 1,000 people. Now, when I say these are the residential numbers, but these houses, they can take probably, generally it's going to be like 15, 16 people, but they could probably easily put in 20, and they could not so easily, but still comfortably put in 24. So I think that the type of community that I'm working on is for a project that would involve basically being very refugee centered. So we'd be looking to take in refugees from around the world. So there'd be probably like any given time like 20 to 25% of the population thereabouts might be people that are coming in to help us with the refugees, or people who come, guests or people that we bring in, because we won't just have, we want to have some people from the outside working in some of our places, because we don't want to be completely, don't want to be like a hermit kingdom or anything. So there's still going to be some, probably, like this will be a population anywhere from 18 to 24,000, but a core of 16,000. That is the citizen-owned village corporation. Well, this will be like that. This is a village corporation right here. This one square is a village corporation. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 16 village corporations, and roughly 1,000 people in each of these village corporations. See a lot of red space here. Actually, this should be not red. This big chunk here. This should be darker. So we're gonna fix that. Oh, it is darker red. So what is going on here? Is it just mine? It's just the lighting here? Let me just see something real quick here. Hold on, Fred. Pull this thing around, Fred. What are you doing? Don't do that. Get this back in. Get this back on charge. There we go. Well, we shrunk. All right. So this is, I'm going to put this over here once and just see if, that's right, you just going to do that too. I see. So let me just do something real quick here. Slide you over here, keep you on over here. Let's see if that's better. No, it just doesn't show up right in the video here, but this little section here, I'm going to highlight. That's a darker red. It's not showing up very well here, but that is the manufacturing. That's right. That other thing was processing. I think I said manufacturing. I was in there processing. This is manufacturing. So this is where we're putting together all the goods, whatever services that, whether it's food, wherever the food stuff is stored, the food stuff will be, and manufacturing, whatever we can do, small items, or even if we have kits that we can put together on demand. As much as possible, we want to do on-demand production as much as possible. So these are like ready, you go into the stores and you order, and then bada boom, bada bing, Bob's your uncle, they come out the other end. That's the idea for these manufacturing centers. Yeah, there's that. And then the outside here, this is security, and then this is the security zone. And I don't know what people will put in there. It was 400 feet long, and then there's a road that goes all the way around, but there are only 4 roads that come in from the outside. You can only come in 4 ways from the outside to this community of 16,000, which can have up to 24,000. And in an emergency, you can probably have like 50,000. So we could take in a bunch of people from around us to, like, that would be the goal, to be that kind of place. Like, if there's a hurricane or stuff, like, we're building secure, and we'd be a place where people around us we could serve. And yeah, that's one of the ideas behind this type of refugee center type of thing. So even the people that live here, like, you understand, like, we're all getting together for the purpose of being an effective refugee center. That's the whole point. So maybe you'll explain how I designed some things here and made some presuppositions about how people might be willing to live. So here is what the community looks like in more detail. This is roughly 60 acre area. And you zoom in on here, and you see this little area right here. This is an area 160 by 200 feet, so that's not even quite an acre of land. And we'll get to that later. That's coming up. Don't worry, that's coming up. So we got the 160 feet, but not even a full acre. And that in that not full acre, you're going to have your 16 people live in this space here. And 16 to 20, or probably, I think I could count them as 20, or, I think I counted it closer to like 16. I'm not sure how I just roughly guesstimated for the 1,000 here. So you got the 16 here in each of these, and you have, this is where we have, where we I don't know if we sell our stuff or we just do our bartering stuff there or what we do, but that's a place for commerce and trade. And then we have right here, this is the shared center hub, where you can see that is a I don't know, what is that supposed to be? Oh, that's supposed to be like 3D printing, processing, and then this is can't remember now. Oh no, this is where we're growing stuff that we can use for 3D printing processing. So we will have farm towers here, pretty big farm towers. We can build them pretty high, and we have farm towers that are dedicated to just building the type of material that we need to 3D print whatever type of products or services we're going to end up pooping on out the other end here. So, now you're not going to get all your resources from here, but eventually, hopefully, if we keep working at it, we'll get to that point where we could actually do that. You could actually grow your own resources. I mean, that'd be just, imagine a world like that. And then you have here, now this is shared by these 8 households. So this is, I mean, let's just say this is, oh man, why are you going to do this to me? 8 times, let's just go with 8 times 15 for now, but this is the lower end of what's actually here. So that's 120. So it's 120, just say 120. 120 kids and humans and peoples, whatnots that live here, and they share that space. Now between these groups, they have this space here, which is, it's kind of whatever they end up using it for. That's only shared between this household and this household. And then you have this, which is only shared with this household and this household. And we got a lot of cross-sharing stuff going on just to keep those bonds across the spaces. And like what I really like here is your situation is where you have shared land with this neighbor. Oh man, I didn't get that. And shared land with this neighbor, but then all 4 of you have shared land right here. This is where a lot of your whatever administrative hub, emergency stuff, whatever you might want to have there, where you can bring your resources to bear, even if it's like, you can have some cool space in there when you want to have all the kids over, like a big theater. You can have a big theater there or something, whatever it is you end up doing. But I mean, that's the idea. But generally, the purple means it's like administrative and emergency types. Any type of shared education, anything like that. Something that you traditionally associate with government, which you can say whether this is government or not. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get all hot and heavy with that. So they have these roads are, these are 40 feet wide here, and this road is, I believe 100 feet wide. I mean, it'll probably have like some whatever on there, but I mean 100 feet wide, it's plenty of space for this stuff. And this 40-foot road, this is a pretty handy-dandy two-way road, but there's not a lot of parking. Well, you can park on here, but probably it'd be tight. I don't know if we'd allow for parking, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess we could have parking for people that want to visit these people, but I think there should be. Well, you'll see. There should be some parking for them inside. Where you have a bunch of people come over, at least for a short period of time. You could pile up your space. Probably get plenty of people over, but most of the people probably that you'd have over will be right in your area, and everybody will walk to everybody's houses. At least that's what I hope. That's what I'm hoping kind of happens in this type of community. So you got these guys over here, and then all of these guys over here. And so these four, they're all sharing this space. These four are all sharing this space, but these guys, they're also sharing this larger production space. And same over here. And then between them, again, they have this. These guys are also sharing between this group and this group is sharing this athletic space, and this group is sharing this athletic space. Athletic, and whenever I should say athletic also means bartering and trading space. And whatever else you might want to layer in there if you can. And then this just means this is where trees and stuff are. We've got a lot of trees, and like in this whole area, within one of these communities, you're surrounded by trees that shield you from the outside world. So you're in your own little kind of world, and you only have two ways to go in and two ways to go out, I believe. Yep, two ways to go. Well, one way to go in and one way to go out. So that's it. That's the only access to this community. Other than yeah, that's it. Everything else, you got to be inside the community to get access to it. So there's all kinds of security reasons for that. You want to make yourself a highly sustainable community, you have to have security built into your structures. So then we get to the acre, the near acre, not quite an acre, and how that's kind of broken down. So there's the house, and I'm not going to show too much. There's a 40-foot by 50-foot home. And we've got this space here, this blue space here is like your general, probably works a lot of, I think you're going to end up like, this is going to be a big storage area. And there'll be like a little area for you to get through here, because you're going to come in from all these garages you can open, go through, and then come in through this room here. I'll get to that later. But these are the garages. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you got 9 garages. So you got 9 cars that you have for 15, 20 people. And when you have guests over, you can have guests that can park probably. I mean, as long as somebody's got to know if you got something, you might get called out to move your car, but you can get another 8 or 10 cars in there, man. I'm sure you can manage it. You can manage it. You can get 8 or 10 cars. Get a couple cars up on the grass up here, man. Nobody say anything. This is going to be trees. All these is trees, so won't be able to get up on them trees. Don't get it up on them trees. We got like walkways. These are all walkways. You got your athletic space up here. You've got, this is your purple area, so you can, this is like administrative or emergency or whatever, so it might be like, I mean, who knows, it might be a storage facility, who knows, but there's a space there. And this is, hold on, this is like 50 by 20 feet. So that's what we're talking about. And here in front here, this is all going to be hydroponics and possibly some degree of aquaponic interaction. I'm not sure. But hydroponics, 25 feet by 106 feet. So that's a pretty good amount of space. And then we got this little space here of aquaponics integration here with, this would be the water part used for aquaponics, and this would be the water part for swimming. So you got your swimmings, and then you got this over here. This is processing. You take all this raw data, all this raw stuff, and you can process it and everything, and then you got your own little space where people can come over and you can offer your wares to people. So we get this little house. Everybody will have this like tiny little house store where they can just have, bartering or selling or whatever. But everybody will be licensed in advance to have this ability, as long as you don't have gazillion people coming to your house. 16 by 20 feet. That would be a little like kind of little shop thingy that your friends could walk to if they're This should go out. Well, actually, they can walk up through here. So there's a way for them to walk and get to you. So anybody in this walking community can walk and get, and they'll know where people's stuff is. And so that's your little thing. You got that there, and so that's the general setup here, and that's your house. And you've got all this 4-foot wide walkway. It's not super wide, but just also a little bit of a anesthetic to keep the bugs further away from your home, so that's a big deal here. This is where you have, like, if you want this to be grass, this could be grass here. If you want this to be grass, this could be grass here, but it doesn't have to be. But you might have something else there. But nobody has to have lawns in this world. But you can if you want. But anyway, so and this is all more trees. So you got your own place is surrounded by trees as well. So you've got that breakup. Want to have all that pretty thick and heavy throughout. So that's what your not quite an acre looks like for 20 people. I think that they can get a lot of use out of a setup like this. And then you get the home itself. So the home itself is pretty simple design, as you can see. And basically, I just got stairs in the center going up and down. That's got up here. We got a dining room here. And we got a living room right here. And this dining room is, I believe, 14 by 16. Is that one? Hopefully. 13 by 15. All right, it's 13 by 15. 13 by 15 dining room. So it's a decent sized dining room, not huge. 13 by 15 living room. And the kitchen is 11 by 12. Pretty big kitchen. You're going to need it though for 15, 20 people. Little office here, which can also be a guest bedroom. I just called it an office though. And the office is 12 feet by 12 feet. 12 feet by 12 feet. That's bigger than a lot of bedrooms. That'd be a decent sized office for you. Laundry room here. And the laundry room is 8 feet by 12 feet. And got a bath on the other side, 8 feet by 12 feet. Here at the end here, we have an art studio. I just put that down. That's something else. And then over here, we got a workshop. And one of the reasons I got the workshop is because I got all that raw material coming in. You're probably going to do some of your own 3D printing for your own needs as well. Other than there's probably some that you'd be given to the community for the community 3D printing. I don't know. It'll be a mix of stuff. And then you go downstairs. And let's go downstairs. In the basement, we got another. This is a guest bed here. We've got a washroom, so like a utility closet, with a sink and your cleaning supplies, all that kind of stuff. Got a game room right here, and the game room is 12 feet by 15 feet. Workout room is about the same size. Bathroom here, and you got a kitchenette for downstairs. And so it's important that we have multiple kitchens and bathrooms in this setup. So like the downstairs shared space is never going to be, it's going to be a bit of a cram for them to eat in the dining room together, but it can be done. We'll probably have a system where the kitchen and dining room can easily open up so they can like probably do something like that to have big meals together, but whatever. I'm sure we'll figure it out. We can work it out, man. So then you got the media studio. This is where you can go make audio, podcasts, videos, stuff like that. We'll probably have to divide this up into like maybe 3 little petition things here. Who knows? Little poos where people can take turns working it, but they can also set it up in their bedrooms, so they have options. So, but anyway, it might be something that they do where they work collectively. If they do that, and then there's a theater, a place where everybody can. It'll be set up in a way so that all of them could sit and watch a big old movie together. And then you got second floor. Now the second floor is no bedrooms. The second floor is the kind of a shared space where we can do larger things together. Like we got a craft room here for the kids. So we're going to have a playroom for the shared kids that might be there, because there might be a couple different families. You got another office here, which is also possibly a guest bedroom. So you can easily have that. These offices are not necessarily needed, but you got a kitchenette here. You got a bathroom. You got 2 bathrooms on this thing, because I'm envisioning like there being a lot of people that's using it. So we might even, we'll have some sort of male-female distinction as far as the bathrooms are concerned. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, that's it. Male-female distinction. I think I'll keep it that vague. I think that's best. And then we do a computer room and 3D print room, and these are shared. We got multiple people working in their own little spaces, to basically workspaces available for people to do remote work, and they don't have to sit in their bedrooms, and they have a place to go, and we can work as a, and also we can use it collectively when we do our projects that we make money as a household doing. So then we get to the third floor. And the third floor is finally where you get bedroom, and this is a suite right here. So these are all connected. This is the suite. I'm sorry. See, bedroom and then private bath. So this belongs to this bedroom, private bath. So this is generally where you'd have couples. So they'll have their private baths, and then the kids would generally be in the bedrooms, or younger adults. Yeah. So you have that opportunity there. Then you have the fourth floor, and you've got this. In this case, we're going to have one complete suite right here. This is a bedroom, private kitchenette, private bath. So this is probably another couple. And they want their own little bit more privacy than, like down at this level, at the third floor level. This is probably where the families would go. This is where we might put people who aren't necessarily connected directly to the close family, like the father, son, mother, or whatever the case might be. And then they want their own little private. And again, they have their own little kitchenette there. So then over here again, we have like more either maybe people that are not necessarily going to be here all the time, or kids again, more kids. So this could also be another family as well on this level here. And then we get to the fifth floor. The fifth floor, we got the a whole basic. This is like the this is for a couple, and this is the penthouse suite, if you will, because you even have your own. I should note here what we got going on here. Notice on the fourth floor we lose a layer. We have a roof garden here, and that roof garden is open to the general public. But this up here, this is a private. No. Yeah, that's a private roof garden here. This roof garden thing down below, this just shows that this is actually a level down. So I could remove it, but I'm not going to. I'll just leave it there. So at this level, at the fifth floor, we're only really, this is where we're at on the fifth floor. The fourth, you would be looking down at the roof garden from the private kitchenette, from the private bathroom. You could look down and see the roof garden, which might be pretty cool. Private living room. So this is, the couple. This is where I want to be. This is where, like in my little vision, this is like the oldest couple, the older couple, like couple, or like for me, if my little fantasy, my wife and I would make enough money, we can actually build this thing and decide who wants to come live with us. And if you come live with us, like, we're not going to just immediately create, I'll say ownership, because that's the legal terminology. I don't necessarily like that word, but ownership, that we would have basically the people that would come stay with us, if they become part of our family, which isn't based necessarily in blood, although the door's open to blood family. I mean, if this dream were to come true, and we create a family, and a family with an identity that's wrapped around the stuff that we're going to do in a shared way to make sure that we got the resources to take care of ourselves, to be able to tell those who would coerce us into thinking like them, no, and not worry about the consequences, so to speak. And that's I'll say that's the general driver. So at the fifth floor level, I got that. So I'd buy, my wife and I, we would buy this house, we'd have it built, and then we invite people to eventually, fill it, and then And then we'd find other people that like this, and we'd buy more plot until we have, eventually it explodes into this community of 16,000 people with, basically it would have a 4-team football league playing 4-core football, which I'm not even going to talk to you about, but that'll be the uniting sport of our society. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. 4-core football. And, yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Trust me. I'm just dreaming wildly and probably stupidly, but trust me. So, and then at the 6th floor level, then now we're done. These are levels down, so all you see at the 6th floor is this. And actually, what you really see is this. This is the top of the building. Everything else is, so this is a solar array. So this is solar panel configuration, whatever we can optimize to get the maximums. And then here we have the wind array, whatever we can do to maximize it. Now imagine go back here and just. So what you have here is you've got a 6-story building, okay, and it's got its own little roof garden. It's adobe brick, so it's it's pretty. It's 1 foot thick earth walls. So I mean that's a thing. That's a thing, and it's self-sustainable. And it's its own little world. And if you were to try to occupy this space, it would be very difficult. You would have to go, basically these are like little citadels. You have to go little citadel after little citadel. Every house is like a fortress. And you expand that out. And you have, coming in, you only have these 2 ways into the community in the first place. These 2 ways. And then, after that, you have to come in, and you have to go, well, I guess you come in, go boom, go fight through here. Yeah, good luck. I mean, good luck. And then you expand that out. You have these communities with this at the base. Each one of these is this. Each one of these brown squares is that square. That square is that square. And then this whole community is this square. And this is the world you live in. Imagine if that was the world you lived in. I don't have a name for this one. But the first city that I build, if I ever do build one of these, is going to be called Promopolis. So I'm going to call this Proto-Primopolis. How about we call it that? And I think I'll end it there. I think that was enough wishing and fantasizing for one day, if you ask me.